The content of the commercialization will come out in stages, and that's one thing that the company has not released. They've not said one thing. We know. We know one of the very first app will actually be a free app because it accelerates the growth of the Ripple, and that's the Rippling Communicator. The Rippling Communicator initially will be released. My understanding is it will just be iPhone and Android. Any other applications would be added later, because on a global basis, you've got access to probably 93 to 94% of the smartphone screens if you've got iPhone and Android today, as everything continues to shift. But that'll be the first thing. And the reason is because communication apps just naturally are apps that go viral and expand faster than just about any other type of app out there. They really do. They go viral very quickly. And by coming out with a free, really good, strong quality communication app, it allows people to grow their ripples at a much higher speed. Now that you're doing that, then immediately at the same time, or right, at about that same time, within a week thereafter, they're looking at adding. They say they're looking at adding the commercialization, which is adding things that can create commerce. Sure. I mean, if you really take a look at it, the brilliance of the idea, the wisdom of the concept is that nobody gets hurt and everybody wins. All we're doing is we are creating a platform, like Facebook created a platform, or Pinterest created a platform, or Instagram created a platform, a social interacting platform. However, the only difference is to become a member of the platform, or to become a part of the Ripple, it's by invitation only. And you may receive 10 or 12 invitations, but you only pick one of them. And the one that you pick, that's who you're connected to from an invitation tracking standpoint for life. Now it is tracked who got you to the Ripple. Once in the Ripple, you can connect with anybody in the Ripple. When the communication app comes out, I can add you to my communication, contact base, and you can add me even if we weren't connected in the Ripple, because that's a different function. We're trying to communicate now. That's a social function. So there will be social interconnection throughout the Ripple, but there will be single connection by invitation. And just think about it. If Facebook had tracked all of us, and specifically who got us to become a part of Facebook, we could still all have friends, have hundreds or thousands of friends. We could still cross-communicate. But then if Facebook had chosen, when they started doing things that created revenue, they could decide to let us share in that revenue, because they would have been able to track who invited who. And they could have chosen to say the people who invite the most we'll share a little more with, the people who invite the least we share a little bit less with, the people who invite nobody we share nothing with. In other words, it would be a very fair system. That's all Rippling's going to do. But you have to build the platform first. Once you have the platform, you have to build the eyeballs first. So all of us right now, we're just trying to see how big, how far, and how fast we can allow our influence and track it to reach. Because when Rippling finally when they just start bringing in things one at a time, they bring on an app for purchase, or the advertisers. When you have a lot of eyeballs in one place, advertisers pay a lot of money to put their ads in front of those eyeballs. I mean, that's just how it works. People want to see. So once it's kind of that, once you build this platform of connection, advertisers come, company makes money, shares it with the Ripple. People who have things to sell, talk to the company. The company has people already right now, my understanding is the company is literally fielding calls constantly every day from people who want to be and large scale this or that or whatever. There are people already. When you've got 600,000 eyeballs in a few weeks, everybody sees where that's going. They want to talk to you about it. And so the company is fielding all that information and then setting it aside. They'll do it at the right time. But when they do that, we're all going to get to share in that. That's the power of Ripple.
Greetings, my friends. This is Mark Hoverson. Hope you are doing well. Welcome. You can see from the panel, I believe you can see this entire panel, we have some eager, optimistic, excited people ready to share why they are rippling, and rippling hard, and rippling deliberately, and rippling even though the commerce is right around the corner. They're rippling all the way. So we're going to get ready to share. You're going to hear from Vanessa. You're going to hear from Larry. You're going to hear from Ann. And then Mr. Jonathan Budd is going to bring the heat on how you can grow your Ripple at lightning speeds. He has an enormous Ripple, as he may or may not share, coming up. But let's get right into it. My own story with Rippling, real quick, is that when I first heard about it, I thought it was just an app deal. I thought it was a single tiny little app on a phone that people would get for free, and I thought, where's money? Like, how do you make money in something that's just free? I didn't understand the freemium model. I didn't understand that Rippling was actually becoming a platform to distribute hard goods and a variety of electronic goods, and I had no big picture. But Jonathan, who's in the blue checkered shirt, gave me about a 90-minute deep download. And then after that, I talked to our CEO, Brian Underwood, for a few hours on the phone, just help me understand what this thing is. And then after all that, today I have so much almost bewildering possibilities of what this Ripple can become, because I think it is the most interesting, literally the most liquid cash potential I've seen in my entire life. And in all our marketing and in all our, we haven't really spoke about the income impulse that is driving a lot of us. But I'm not ashamed to admit that I think this could be the biggest financial opportunity of my entire generation, not just my life, but the entire generation that we're in. And we're going to go into a little bit of what that means and why we're so pumped today. So without further ado, I think we'll play roulette, and I'm going to go ladies first with the illustrious Ann Sieg. She is, I like to call her the matriarch of online marketing. She has been a leader. She's been a mentor to me and a friend and a colleague for many years. And Ann, I guess right out of the gate, you know, you're popping your Ripple. I've been meeting people on your team. They're pumped. They're dialed in. You're committed. It was funny. You went from kind of semi-disinterest, you know, semi like whatever, you know, we're busy, we have businesses, to like massive team engagement. And it happened really, really fast. So I guess the question I'd like to roll out to you is, what do you see right now? I'm going to go just kind of a money thing. But what do you see right now in terms of the commercial potential for you that is causing you to give so much effort, so much resources, so much time for this futuristic coming day of commerce?
Well, it was that conversation with Jonathan. You had invited me through this thing right here, my phone. It's usually within about 3 inches of me. And you texted me and you go, Ann, you got 2 minutes? I said, yeah. We had a very short conversation. You said, you got to talk to Jonathan. We got on the phone, my eldest son and I, and we are very busy. We are very, very busy.
And let me interject. This is why I said you got to talk to Jonathan, because I still didn't get what it was.
No, you didn't. You really didn't. I was like, you know what? He sounds so ambiguous. I don't think he knows what he's talking about. And actually, you didn't. But
I had no clue.
We got on the call with Jonathan, and that was really it. Was just that call. I don't know, maybe it went 45 minutes. And it literally was like this huge light bulb went off over my head, bang, pulling the chain. And I just said, I get it. I mean, I totally did. And it was mostly this. It was the social sharing aspect was the most prevalent of that. But what's really magnified that by showing up in Dallas was the whole gamification aspect. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, we had a launch where we busted our tail for 6 weeks, and it was a great launch and everything, but not 600 million, so pardon me, 600, where are we at now anyways? It feels like we're gonna hit 1 million awful soon, but 600,000, all to say, yeah, I'll be really candid and straightforward. It is for the enormous money-making potential that is here within Rippling. I wouldn't be working this as hard as I am while still building my business and doing everything that I am. So I'm really glad you texted me that day, Mark, and also for that call with you, Jonathan, because it was that phone call. I just totally got it. I understood the whole model, the business model, basically flipping it over on its head. Instead of the money going up to someone like Mark Zuckerberg, it's going downward to all of us as we share in the Ripple, the incentivization through the Ripple. So I'm all in.
I like it. Wow. Well, Ann, that was powerful and key. Let me press one more final little question in there. When you think of the model, like For me, I like the idea of the in-app purchases on games. I think that might be like the big one. I also think maybe the augmented medical devices that plug into the phone, and then $2, $3 monthly maintenance on those. I think that could be a really interesting residual play. In your, seeing the future and all the kinds of commerce that can go through here, from movie tickets to health apps to the whole enchilada. Have there been like one or two that you're thinking, ooh, I think that one might be it for us? Or is it just the whole, cosmopolitan?
It's the whole model. There isn't a product per se or app that I'm thinking singularly that's going to take it to the next level, other than the communication app that's going to yet be rolled out through Ripplen. There's so many. It's really more so we see how much commerce goes already through our social media efforts, through Facebook, through Twitter, and the like. Now it gets to go through our Ripple. My whole family's involved with this. I've got a son in China, and Mandarin just came out yesterday. So you better believe it. I got that email over to him that, hey, it's time to start cranking over there in China. Just the sheer volume of it and how quickly this thing has grown. Really the biggest, though, I have to say, why I know this is going to be so successful. Look at 600,000 people, and there is no monetization in this thing yet. It's all been gamified. Wait until people see what's coming out soon. That's going to take the gamification to a whole nother level. I mean, it's highly addictive. It's fun. People are missing out if they're not in here, but they will be. We all know they will be.
I love it. So, Ann, virtual high five for everybody here. High five. Good work on that. Love it. All right. Ann, thank you so much. Next, I'm going to bring up Larry Lane, who I don't even know that well. So it's a really exciting to.
Hey guys, thank you for having me on.
In front of, thousands of people that will end up watching this and watching it now and stuff like that. So Larry, my question to you is very similar to Ann's, where commerce is like peeking around the corner, and I hear, putting a lot of heart, a lot of soul, a lot of energy, a lot of belief, a lot of intention into growing your Ripple. What do you see for yourself, and what's causing this kind of effort from you?
Well, absolutely. The one thing that I always let my team know is we're only going to build this Ripple one time. We're building the Ripple right now. So a month from now, it's going to be so much larger. And this is just the time to build it. But with the commerce coming, when Michael Bill and Michael Rutherford, I first heard about this probably 5 months ago, and I really saw the vision. I thought about, Facebook and Twitter and, everybody over there inviting their friends, their family, nobody's being compensated for it. So I really saw a difference, not to change social networking, social networking already works, but to actually change the platform. So from day one, just about engaging your team, but also letting them know that eventually when we build the platform, build the Ripple, which we're doing right now, they're going to get to share in the rewards. So, that's huge for me. I've been to Las Vegas. I've been to San Diego. I was just in Dallas for the launch. And every time I go, I learn more and more from the speakers. But from the very beginning, it's been all about the platform. It's been all about the rewards. And now that we're so close, it's just pushing even harder now with your team, letting them know that for the next 3 weeks or so until we launch, what we do right now in this Ripple, once we launch, it will take 6 months to do what we can do right now in the next 3 weeks, because everybody's going to know about it. You're going to lose your first mover's advantage. So I just want everybody to stay focused. It's all about building that Ripple right now. The rewards are coming. I mean, like, Ann just said, when people see the actual communication part of the app, when they see what the platform is, it's just going to explode. And I know it. I believe it in my heart. I've been in it since day one, and I never look back.
Wow. I like that we're building this once. And in my, I've been in the entrepreneurial space for about 6 years now, and I've never, with a remotely clean conscience, thought even to say a message. It's not if someone's going to be in the Ripple, it's like a win conversation. But I feel like this might really be that kind of conversation where it could become such a no-brainer status, like, hey, track your Ripple. It's a game. It's fun. It's free. It's a great app. Check it out. All this connectivity, and it's a tech company that's like rewards people for being on the platform. I feel like it can penetrate the masses in a way that, literally in a kind of way that Facebook did, where almost it's not if, it's like win, and it's the majority of people. And I really like what you're saying, like having the people that have those social, basically reaching out to people now who have that social influence and watching that ripple spread as laying like the train tracks. The way I visualize it is like it's like a spider web of train tracks with wealth flowing to certain people. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a powerful thing to get aligned with that, and I love it. Larry, that was really, really powerful. And I don't even want to ask you another question because I think you dropped the bomb on it. We're building it once. We have first mover advantage, and there's people that it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And now is a great time to be in front of the masses. So, Larry, that was powerful. I'm inspired.
Thank you.
Love it. Now, Vanessa Duplessis, one of my dear friends, it's just an amazing woman. I've watched you direct, and you've got so many skill sets, administration skill sets, you've got personal coaching skill sets, you have technical skill sets, you have all these skill sets, and I'm seeing you converge them all and just like laser beam them into the ripple. So Vanessa, tell us, why are you doing it? What's your point? What's driving you? What are you excited about?
I remember, Mark, when I asked you, so are you going to check out this app thing with Jonathan? And he had already talked to me about it, and I was like, well, yeah, no brainer, makes complete sense to me. Let me see what Mark's doing. And you tell the story publicly, you're like, yeah, no. I'm going to kind of leave that over there. And I went, okay, well, that was interesting to me. And to watch you be here with us and how immersed you are in your ripple, I think it's part of why I'm in my ripple. I love my ripple. I love my team members that I'm helping, and I'm going to tell you why I do it. I spent a lot of time and a lot of energy in the last 60 days supporting, our entire ripple group, including my own, and I do it because I think we're going to really positively affect lives. And like Ann said, I see the income potential. I have a 13-year tech background, and I've worked with multiple Silicon Valley companies. I've worked with venture capitalists, years and years and years of that. And I'm thrilled about what we're going to be doing, where we get to, kind of flip the model on its head and start incentivizing those of us who are building these tech companies. So that is part of why I'm here. I'm excited about the tech side of it, which is a passion of mine, but I'm really here for my family and the future of my family. My son turned 9 yesterday, and as I was looking at both of my kids, all of a sudden it hit me, my daughter who's 6, I'm going to have a wedding to pay for, and who knows how much that's going to be in 20 years, and then college and all kinds of things. So from a financial perspective, I see what we're going to be able to do as a way to help a lot of people, and including my family. And so I am running hard. I spend a lot of time on my ripple and supporting my team for my group that's watching. They know I love them. They know I'm here for them, and it just continues to grow. But I think for our current 600,000 people right now, we love them all because we are going to be one big family around the world by the time we're done, when we have our own billion people. So I can't wait for that. The other thing that intrigued me about the model is my son plays Clash of Clans and Temple Run, and I play Jewel Mania, and I play a bingo game on my phone, and I'm always buying 99-cent stuff. I'm always buying 99 cents to play my bingo game faster, or gems and all this. And I thought, I get to be paid for doing what I already do. I get to be paid for buying products and services just like I would if I were buying something on Groupon or Amazon. I already do this, as do many people around the world. Why shouldn't I be incentivized for that?
I love that. And a really powerful thing in that is that why this has that kind of like explosive potential is we're not attempting to alter people's behaviors. Meaning if you introduce them to a new a health product or some anything at all new, you're having to change a habit, and you're having to work against the grain of how they are, where what this is doing is leveraging habits. And then in the next generation that's coming up right now, they are so I mean, this is literally an extension of their spirit almost. I mean, it's everything to them. It's their memories, it's their music, it's everything, and they live and breathe on this thing, and it is already their habit. So I think we're just literally leveraging into people's habits, and then we're restructuring the architecture to reward how the billions get distributed. So to our guests, Vanessa, Larry, Ann, let's do the last high five for all you guys, and then I'm bringing on Jonathan, and I'm cashing. Boom. All right. So thank you, Vanessa. That was powerful. Jonathan, all right, we're on a march to the million. You've been spearheading a lot of vision. You've been spearheading a lot of marketing mindset. You've been spearheading, really gluing, the infrastructure of your Ripple and bonding it together because you see the big vision. And I think before you share on a strategy, I'd like to hear, like, why are you putting so much energy in this, and what do you see? So just like what I asked everybody else, like, what's causing you to, like, move so much out of the way to put so much in to building and bonding with your Ripple?
Hey, Mark. I appreciate you so much, man. Love these questions, and just love you, and always appreciate you hosting and sharing and just giving so much to people. And truthfully, I was thinking and hearing everybody talk, it kind of feels to me like we're in this new age almost, where it's the age of the entrepreneur. And it's we've been playing with this term, socialpreneur. And what does it mean to be a socialpreneur? And what does it mean to be an entrepreneur? And I was reading this article the other day that was all about the new millennials, right? Or what they call Generation Y. And Generation Y, for the first time in history, when they interviewed this generation coming up, what they discovered was that 66% of the entire generation actually had values that reflected entrepreneurship over employees or the security of a job. And almost 66% of this entire generation that they surveyed and studied said they'd rather work for an entrepreneurial sort of motivated and or principled company, or be an entrepreneur themselves, than have and risk and take on risk to do that, then have security and work for a job where their freedom would actually be limited. And I read that and I was like, my goodness, that really defines the age that we're heading into. And as this is just my thinking. When I look out at the world and when I see the world, my vision for the world, I see things are changing, and there's a lot of transitions happening in the global economy, in our domestic economies, and you can see more and more and more this trend to independence and freedom, and people having more control and more power over their own income and how their own life unfolds. And so when I look at Rippln, we are the definition of being a socialpreneur. Simply through the networks that we already have and the relationships we've already built and the value that we're already driving in the marketplace, we now have the chance to build a social business and really meet our financial needs in this whole new way and have fun doing it and be part of an amazing community. And that to me is what I think a rocket scientist would call a no-brainer.
Right.
So, that's a little bit about what's got me so excited for the future, my friend.
Jonathan, as always, that's good. I'm just thinking, like, this next generation, I was talking with some younger guys recently, and I didn't grow up with a like button or a share button. I didn't grow up with a share button. This next generation, and now even us, like, it didn't take long for us to get with the share. We're professional sharers. We are very good. We're very keen, and I think what you're hitting on is that I read somewhere that meaning for this next generation is a greater form of currency than money. Meaning outweighs money. And what we do is we share things that have value to us, and we share things that are dear to us and have meaning to us. And I think what Rippln is allowing us to do is share this vision of lifestyle freedom, of really spreading abundance and recognizing where the value is, which is in you. It's in me, it's in our families, and it's in our friends, and the things and the products and the services and the apps that are good, that change our life for the better. And that's what we're all about.